It's time to peel back with Maddie Levine, presented by Fight Bananas.
What's going on, Fight Fam? It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time to talk about martial arts, baby. Maddie Levine here, and it was a huge fight night over the weekend for New England fight fans, and it was the Cage Titans. The lightweight belt was on the line, and although a Bostonian was in the main card, the belt went to a Canadian after an incredible performance. So I'm going to let him kind of dive into it. He's going to explain it way better than I can. And joining us all the way from Canada, because that's like one of my favorite parts about technology these days, here's the Canadian badass Michael Dufort. Michael, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Look at you with that shiny thing.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful, huh?
It is very beautiful. And we were saying earlier off screen that you are back in Canada. So how does it feel to be home?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good to bring the belt home. People are happy to see it. My dog is happy to play with it. It's so great it's something so special, and like people like to take picture with it, and like just to see everyone smile while like taking it is a huge like gift. Like, it's so fun to see people smile, people happy about it. I'm really happy.
So I have to start this interview off by apologizing because I was not able to be at the fight night. I had to live vicariously through the Cage Titans social media, but it was for a good reason. I got a new puppy. Ooh. So, I kind of had to go get the puppy and hang out with it. So, on behalf of my new puppy, I apologize.
It's all good. No,
From what I saw and what I heard, wow. So, you got it done in one round. You said you were going to do it by submission. Can I ask why you wanted to do it by submission?
Because I'm a submission artist. That's what I do. That's what I'm known for, and I like to submit people. I'm not someone that like to hit people until they break. I'm just someone to show that I'm a better fighter than you. I can put you out like without even hurting you, and that's what I did last Saturday night. I didn't hit my opponent. I didn't injure him. I didn't get it either. So like that's a perfect match like for my longevity.
I was going to say your longevity is definitely going to be your best friend. It doesn't even look like you were in a fight. Like your face looks totally fine, which is wonderful. So when I first met you, you stopped by Cage Titans to kind of announce the big moment, and the amount of boos that you were getting, my friend, was insanity. I think it was because the choice of jersey, though. The Canadians seems to be your team, obviously, right? Now, tell me a little bit about Habs Fan TV, because they scooped up the clip of you getting booed and ran with it. Is that like a big outlet in Canada?
Yeah, it's a pretty big page, pretty big group of guy in Canada that like people recognize them everywhere. But I want to talk about this. But you said I get booed when I got introduced at first by in the cage, but when I was going for the fight, my walkout, the USA, people were screaming USA. That was incredibly loud. Like my it was like the most noisy thing I've ever heard. It was so insane. I was like, oh shit, okay, they don't like me at all. That was special. I thought I'd lose my fucking. I couldn't hear anymore. Like, it was crazy. Like, people liked their fighter. People were there to see a fight, and they were there for their local guy, and it's pretty nice.
New England fans are incredibly passionate about their people, and which is admirable. But also for the opponent side, how do you deal with that? I mean, you said yourself, like, it was deafening. How were you able to stay dialed in through all of that noise?
I'd say I don't know. Maybe I saw the fight happen so many times in my head, and I was focused on that one thing I wanted to do is to get that win. I was so, like you said, dialed in. I wanted that so much, and I wouldn't let anyone, like, not let me have it.
Mm.
And I had a plan. I knew what I needed to do, and we practiced it so many times in my training camps. So I knew what I had to do, and that's what I did.
Your dance partner that night was Joe Giannetti, who is no stranger to the cage. He has tasted the, UFC before. Where do you guys stand now? Have you spoken since the fight? Have things kind of cooled off with you guys?
Yeah, but right after the fight, I went to him and I was like, "Bro, I wanted to tell you congratulations for your marriage, like all week, but you were so mean to me. I didn't do it, but now congratulations, and you're a good fighter. Like it's a hard sport. Like we can't like. I know we trained hard, but we couldn't see it in the cage. And like even I trained so hard, and like my skill set hasn't been shown in that fight. But like I got the win. That's everything. But like both of us worked so hard, and like it's that kind of sport that there's one winner and one loser, and it's really hard for the one that didn't get the win that night. And
Mm-hmm.
I know he's going to bounce back. And like I said in my after my fight in my interview, I said like the thing that makes me that of a good an athlete is the losses I've had in my career. Like I'm so much better than I was like before those losses. That's hard sport. That's what I mean. Like Joe's going to bounce back, and I hope so because I know he's a good person, and I just can't wait to see him fight again, and I'll cheer for him probably.
Yeah, I mean, you make a great point. With losses, you almost develop this sense of grace because when you win, you know what it feels like to be on the other end. So you kind of give your opponent some grace and respect. And it's nice to see two gentlemen be able to shake hands after war, which is great. This is your first professional title. I can only imagine what that must feel like. If you were able to describe it with one word, what would that be?
Oh, seriously, I don't know. When they put the belt around my waist, I was like just breathing and was so I felt so light after that. After they gave me the belt, like I felt like I could fucking fly. It was so good. Like I can't describe it. Like it's the best drug ever, and it's a drug. I don't know. It's so good.
Do you think you won over any New England fans that night?
Ah, that I don't know. Yeah, probably. Like I'm a good person, and I think they see it. I'm not. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I'm arrogant, but not that much. Like I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, I mean, like it or not, you're the new Cage Titans lightweight champ. They got to go through you.
Mhm.
So, I mean, congratulations on that feat. That's super exciting. Going home with the belt, being able to see all your friends and family, what's been the response like?
Everyone is so happy. Like I said, like there's so many smile lately. Like just people that look at me and see the belt, they're interesting. They ask question, and like people are so happy around that belt. Like it has an aura by itself and makes people smile.
Have you been back to the gym yet? Have you seen some of your teammates?
I've seen a couple of teammates, but I'm going to take a group picture with all the member of the H2O team tonight. So I'm going to see them all tonight.
Excellent. Tell me a little bit about the gym and the culture there because it seems like you got some killers over there.
Yeah, We're a gym that likes to win, that elevate each other's. Like we are a strong group, and that's our biggest strength. Like we push ourselves so much that they have a fight. Like we know what to do. We know we have people. Like we have like what we've been through in training is so hard that like when you go in a fight, it's so much easier. And I guess that's the spirit. Like train hard, fight easy, and like train hard, fight easy. That's it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sayings because it's so true. It's when you put yourself on the battlefield day after day, the fight game is the easy part. Now, one of your teammates, Olivier Aubin Mercier, OAM, he's got a big fight coming up. Are you still training partners with him?
Yep. He's going to get back in the gym pretty soon, and I'm going to get back straight up when he asks me. I'll be there. I'll run to help him because he's a good person, and like I'll give him what I can. What I can. It's not fun though.
Yeah.
Like try to be like a clay colored for rounds with Olivier will be so dangerous because
It'll probably be more dangerous than the fight you just had.
oh yeah, for sure. Like going with Olivier and attacking that body I'll put my face in danger every time. So that's not going to be a easy thing to do.
I mean, I got a chance to watch him live at one of his fights back in June. He finished the guy with a devastating knee, and
Oh.
I was front row and center watching that. And his striking ability is just so special, which is interesting because you say that you're a grappling specialist. He kind of seems to be a striking specialist. Is that right?
No, it's not. He is so good on the ground. He is the
Okay.
best. He is so good at controlling people. But I think his strength right now is his IQ. Like his IQ is on the highest level it can be. He's so good at just doing enough to make you try something, and when you try something, he's fucking capitalizing on it. And every mistake he makes, you regret it pretty fast.
Well, that's a teammate you definitely want in your back pocket as you try and improve and evolve. And let's get back to you. I mean, OAM, he's got a big fight coming up, and I'm sure we'll talk to him later this year. But you are the champ right now and the star right now, and it must feel incredible. But now that you are the Cage Titans champion, it's time to learn a little bit more about the champion. So, when did your martial arts career start and why?
I start my mixed martial art career at the age of 13, just because I was interested. I was so interested by all this thing and all the jujitsu, all the thing you can do in jujitsu, and that's how it started. It started with the Jew, and it developed. But my the things I like the most is that jujitsu art. It's so interesting, and I like it so much.
And what do you think about the MMA scene in Canada? Because I feel like there's this huge resurgence with so many stars popping up on the UFC roster now. And it's just really cool to see it grow and evolve. Would you say that it is evolving, or it's always been there and now people are finally figuring it out?
I don't know if we have a lot of big fighters that like are on the biggest scene. Like on the UFC, I know a couple from Montreal, but not a mob, not a lot. I don't know. There's
You also got Jasmine Jasudavicius. She's from Canada. I'm not sure which part. She actually did fight for Cage Titans, but now she's on the UFC roster, so that's kind of nice. And there's a few other fighters, but it's just nice to see more Canadians, right? And I'm sure it must feel good. Did you get a chance to see UFC Canada at all? Were you able to go live to that?
no, I didn't. I haven't. I've watched it, but I couldn't be there. Yeah, we have Ayman Zabi, a couple of good guy. But I'm not like following it too much neither. So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I do know that every time you get interviewed, you bring up the UFC because that seems to be a huge passion of yours, or at least a dream of yours.
Yeah.
I mean, what would it mean to you to get that phone call?
Ah, like it would be big. Like it would be something so big. Um, I'd like to fight for that organization because it's a renowned one. It's the most like known one. Um, but right now, seriously, I just want to get paid. So either UFC or I know PFL pay pretty good. So
I've
we'll
heard
see.
many good things about the PFL, and I mean,
Yeah.
OAM is doing his damn thing at the PFL.
Yeah.
So, I mean, would you be open to maybe a different organization, or are we just like straight focused on the UFC right now?
I'm super focused, like on
Yeah,
the. But like, if PFL ask me to be in the tournament straight up or something like that, like it's something I can't refuse. Like it's a
right.
game changer, it's a life changer. For sure, if they offer me a tournament spot seat right now, I take it. But
I mean,
or
you had an incredible performance on their Challenger series, so I'm surprised that you didn't pop up again.
yeah, that's it. I had my good performance in the Challenger series. I thought it was enough to get that signing, but wasn't, I guess. uh,
Well, it
so
allowed you to become the Cage Titans champ, so
yeah,
everything
yeah,
happens for a reason, right?
that is so big to me. Like that professional belt is something incredible. Like there's not a lot, and it's something that like gives a lot of like you did it. Like
Yeah.
it's so
It
big.
solidifies all that hard work and it shows that you belong where you are. And Cage Titans has a long history of champions getting that call. So you're certainly putting yourself right where you need to be to accomplish your dreams. So that's super exciting. Now,
Yeah.
who is Michael Dufort outside of the cage? What do you like to do when it's not MMA?
Ah, pretty simple. I like to play with my dog every
Is the
time.
dog with you now?
What?
Is the dog with you now?
No, he's not.
Ah,
But he is home, and like when I'll get home, I know he will be super happy. I'll go outside with him. It's my best friend. Like the man best friend. It's such a good,
yeah.
such.
I mean, I have a puppy now, so I'm just getting used to the dog life. It's a good
Yeah,
life.
yeah. It's great.
It's a
There's
good
only
life.
love in those animals.
Well, before I let you go, let's do a little bit of manifesting, right?
Okay.
So it is almost October. We're almost done with 2023. When you think of 2024, where would you like to see yourself?
There's a UFC in Canada in Toronto, January. I'd like to
Woo!
event. If I get a call, for sure I'm in. Um, like,
All right. Done
oh,
deal. You just spoke it into the universe, my friend.
yep,
Canadian Badass, UFC, January.
let's
It's
go.
happening.
Let's fucking wait. That I'm waiting for that call.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with everything in the future, Michael. Congratulations on your very first professional title. It must feel so surreal.
Yep, that's
Are
great.
you wearing a Boston hat?
Yeah,
Oh my God, I can't believe I just noticed that.
it's a friend. It's a guy from Boston that gave it to me, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, bro. I like it."
Bro, I can't believe you're wearing that with a Canadiens jersey on. Do
Yeah,
you realize that is not allowed?
yeah, it is. It is. It's not Bruins fans. It's a Red Sox one, so it's okay. I like the Red
We'll
Sox.
let it slide. We'll let it slide. Well, thanks again, Michael, and hope to see you in New England in the future.
Appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye bye.